Hello, welcome back. Today I'm here to teach you guys 5 very useful and simple sentences. You all know by now that I love simple. This means you all know by now, after all the videos I'm sure you have watched. Have you not? I have been on YouTube for 10 years, so I'm sure you have seen more than one video. Are you new here? God, hello, welcome. Anyway, by now, I'm sure you know that I like simple things. The reason why I like simple things is that learning a language is a very big task. It's a very big job, and it takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy and effort, and it can make you feel slightly frustrated. So I find from my own experience, as somebody who had to learn English as well, I find that when you have very simple yet effective things that really change your game, things that really make your communication better, you feel that you're moving forward. Because you are, in fact, moving forward. When you start to use sentences that people understand, that, they respond to you very quickly, you're like, okay, this is working. Maybe I got this. Maybe I know what I'm doing. So I'm all for having those feelings because staying motivated when you're learning English can be really hard, okay? So here I've got my notes and I will tell you that the first sentence I've got down is a sentence that I have heard a billion times being asked, being said in the wrong way. So let's all learn how to actually ask this question, because every single time you are on a call with someone, it could be on the phone or maybe Zoom or anything like that, that you're having some sort of call with somebody, if you're not sure that the person can hear you, the right way to ask is, can you hear me? That's it, you guys. So it's not listen. You're not going to use the word listen in this case at all. And it's really as simple as that. That is what you're going to hear if you're actually paying attention. You're not, are you? I know. You should be. If you're actually paying attention, that's what you're going to hear. And that's all you need to know. So don't go, getting creative, trying to come up with all sorts of different ways to ask a very simple question. Just stick to what works. This is a very good tip. Write this down. Stick to what works. Don't go changing something if it's actually working, okay? Can you hear me? That's what you ask. And the way you're going to ask this question depends on who you're talking to. So if it's someone you know really well, someone you're very close to, you're going to ask this question in a more relaxed way, like, can you hear me? So, it's more relaxed and matter of fact, as opposed to talking to someone for the first time and it's a Zoom meeting, like a job interview or something, and then you might want to say that in a slightly more polite way. So, can you hear me? I'm sorry, can you hear me? So it all depends on the way you're going to deliver the message, but the sentence is the same. Can you hear me? The second sentence is when you're talking to someone and you're explaining something. And when you're explaining something in English, sometimes you can get a little bit confused yourself. So we tend to be worried that the other person is going to get confused by what we're saying. But we can get confused in our own thoughts, because think about the fact that you're thinking about what you want to say. And a lot of the time, whilst you're thinking in English, there is some sort of interference. There's another language trying to find its way in as well. So I recommend checking in every now and then. So you're explaining something to someone, especially if it's something detailed with lots of details and information. You can say something like, as you're explaining, you go, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? If you say that fast, do you know what I mean? That is so used. You're going to hear this a lot. Be careful with that question because it becomes something that people get used to saying and they're not really using it as a proper question anymore. And you're going to hear lots of native speakers doing that. So you're going to hear lots of people just going, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And the problem with that is that you're not really saying anything. So don't do that. You don't copy every native speaker. You copy people that actually are well spoken. Yeah? Yeah. So you say, do you know what I mean? When you actually want to know if the person knows what you mean. It's a very good question to use. Number 3 is you being nice and helpful. You notice someone might need help. A very lovely way to ask if they need help is, do you need a hand? Do you need a hand? Saying it very fast. Do you need a hand? Do you need a hand? When you ask that question, you're asking if the person wants help. And it's a very informal way to ask if the person wants help that you can use in lots and lots of situations in your everyday life. Great to know because, come on, we do want to be nice, don't we? Exactly. Do you need a hand? Next one is you have been meaning to go out for coffee with a particular person. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's someone that you have met recently. It could be a co-worker, it could be a neighbor, it could be someone that you're going to university with, it could be someone, I don't know, it could be your boss, it could be anyone. And you would like to ask if you can maybe see each other over the weekend or any day at all. You're going to change the sentence to whatever day you're talking about. And you could say this, are you free this Saturday? Are you free this Saturday? So it's a very great way to ask because it's gentle. It's not saying, as opposed to, are you busy this Saturday? Are you busy? Almost sounds to me like it's a bit harsher. So, are you free this Saturday? It's nice and mild, and it could be any day of the week at all. So, when you say this Saturday, it means next Saturday, okay? The Saturday coming up, we say this Saturday. Are you free this Saturday? Or it could be, are you free next Tuesday? Are you free on Friday night? So, it's a very lovely way to ask that question. You can use that all the time. Next one is not really a question. It's more like double checking that something is okay. So supposedly you are in a shop and you buy something and the person gives you a bag, okay? Nowadays you have to pay for bags in most places. But maybe you're somewhere and in this particular place you don't have to actually pay for bags, let's say. And they give you a bag and it's not big enough for all the things you've got. And maybe the person's going to ask you, do you need an extra bag? And you will then ask another question in return because that's just a very British way to communicate. And you would say this, would that be okay? Would that be okay? It's absolutely fine to just say, yes, please, no problem. But sometimes someone offers you something and you're not quite sure that it's okay to say yes. And maybe it's your personality to double check. That's really very much my personality, I would say. So if you are like me, then you can just double check by saying, would that be okay? Maybe you have arranged a meeting with a couple of people from work and the meeting was supposed to be today. And all of a sudden, you're very, very overloaded with stuff to do for work this afternoon. And you realize that it's not really going to be possible to have that meeting today. So you'll let them know. You tell them, look, I'm really sorry. I really wish we could have that meeting today, but it's just been so busy this afternoon. And the person might want to say, would you like to move it for tomorrow? And you want to double check that that's really not a problem. You say, would that be okay? So it's just a very lovely way to double check that whatever the person is offering you is actually okay for you to accept. Yeah, I really hope this video has been helpful. Make sure to write all the sentences down. Repeat, repeat, repeat. I'm sure you're going to get them all, and I'm sure it's going to help you find ways to communicate in a way that is actually correct, that sounds good, and that you feel that you are improving and achieving different things. Okay? See you all next time. Thank you for being here. Bye.